for school staff to be vaccinated is just 1 day away, but with only about 333,000 teachers and support staff inoculated as of Monday, will the education sector reach its target? Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga is this morning inspecting the Gallagher Estate vaccination site in Midrand, and with the deadline looming, her department has urged school staff to get in the queue for their jabs. Since the Education Department's vaccination rollout began on the 23rd of June, the sector has aimed to inoculate close to 600,000 employees. Support staff from independent schools, food handlers, screen cleaners and ECD practitioners have also been included in the rollout program. Well, our reporter Heidi Giokos has been tracking this story from the beginning, and she joins us now. Heidi, thanks so much for keeping us updated with this story. Looks like the Education Department's only managed to vaccinate half of its target.
Well, we do know, eNCA, that about 400,000 education staff have been vaccinated to date, and of course still counting. We do know that the deadline is of course for tomorrow. We're not entirely sure if that's going to be met, but we are joined by the national spokesperson for basic education. Elijah, thanks so much for your time. I think the question many people are asking is, will the deadline be met to vaccinate 582,000 education staff by tomorrow?
Good morning, Heidi. No, we will not be able to meet the deadline because we have since added more people. Initially, we had 582,000 people that had been identified as eligible to get the vaccination done, but now we have loaded up to 789,000 people. We have added more people in the sector, so we are considering approaching the Department of Health to ask for more time for us to be able to get all those people vaccinated as well. And we believe that with the new doses that we have received, we will be able to meet that kind of deadline. But of course, this needs a lot of coordination between the Department of Basic Education, Health, as well as the provincial departments.
Definitely a lot of coordination, given the fact that the vaccines also have an expiry date on them. Just looking at what's happening behind us, there is of course a lot of people coming out because they've opened up other cohorts, but we do know that the vaccine is separate for education staff. But when do you think this deadline could possibly be met? Is there a timeline? Is it an additional 2 weeks? Has anything been discussed with regards to that deadline?
Well, not so much the deadline. You know, we focus on getting more people to sites. The concern in the past few days has been that there's been a drop in the number of people coming to the vaccination sites in different provinces. So we want people to go to those sites so that they can get vaccinated. Yes, there are more people that need to be vaccinated, but if they don't come through to the vaccination sites, then we might need more time, which we don't have because the vaccines expire. There's a deadline for them. So we need to be mindful of that as well. That's why we feel that the Department of Health needs to assist us in that regard in agreeing to give us a little bit more time to mop up. It's a big project and it requires people moving from one place to another. And when schools were open, it was easier. We got a lot more people, and after schools closed, we saw a bit of a drop as well because of transport issues, but also other factors that come into play in terms of the system indicating that some people are not on it, even though they have been listed and registered for vaccination. So it's been a whole range of challenges. Of course, hesitancy has been another matter that we've had to deal with the myths that are there that people are talking about and therefore refusing to go get the vaccine. So we are saying that the vaccine is safe. Please go get it. It's good for you. The most important thing that we need right now is people coming through to the vaccination site to get the vaccine. In terms of the deadline, we'll then have to see what the Department of Health has to say about that.
And then just quickly, Elijah, if you can speak to us about the hesitancy issue. We know that especially here in Gauteng, there were almost 10,000 education staff that did not want to see the that did not want to get the vaccine. Are you seeing people more willing now, or are people still a little bit reluctant?
Well, there's a lot of enthusiasm about getting the vaccines done on people, and we see, I mean, as you indicated, around us here, we observed today when the minister was walking about, she met a lot of teachers who are here. And the majority really do want to get vaccinated. It's just a small minority of people who are still hesitant. And we are saying to them, whatever reason that you have for doubting the vaccine, please think carefully about it, because the vaccines are safe. Yes, some are saying it's for religious purposes and all of that, but we have seen senior religious leaders coming through right in the beginning when the vaccination program started to get vaccinated. So we appeal to all of them to come through so that we can really, protect everyone against the coronavirus.
Great. Thanks so much for your time and insights and clarity on that matter. I think, eNCA, what's key here is the fact that even though the deadline will not be met, it's crucial to understand that more education staff have been added. So it's no longer 582,000, but now over 700,000 that have been considered in the category for education staff to be vaccinated. So, of course, the discussion will be had with Department of Health for how much, what can be done, because, of course, there is an expiry date on those Johnson & Johnson vaccines.
Thank you so much, Heidi Giokos, there following the education sector's vaccination program at Gallagher Estate.